He's just Joe.
Joey, I don't know however you want to say his name, but
same old dude. That's what's good about it.
Beneath all the characteristics that define Joe Burrow, the toughness, the grit, the confidence, the poise, there's an underlying fire to always win that's always been there. It's been there from the start, burning red hot, its flames inextinguishable. Maybe it was nature, a genetic inheritance. Maybe it was nurture, a consummate competitor incubated inside a coach's home. Maybe it was a little bit of both. However it started, it never stopped. No matter what sport he was playing, no matter what field he was playing on, from the first time Joey picked up a ball, he had to be the best.
He could hit the wiffle ball over our house when he was 3 and 4 years old. He had to have a certain number. He would always choose however many he was going to hit that day. And that's what he did.
The first glimpse that we had at him was baseball. We all kind of just hit it off with him right away. He fit right in.
Like his brothers and his father, Joey quickly gravitated toward football. But he didn't start off at quarterback. Defense was the calling card of the Burrow clan, and Joey loved to tackle. But when Sam Smathers, Burrow's third grade coach, put him under center and gave him the keys to an unusually complex offense, it was soon obvious where his future in football would take him.
Well, you're the man Baton Rouge has to thank for their quarterback, so thank you.
we got to get by Alabama first, then you can thank me, okay?
In the world of football, at least here in Athens, Ohio, you're going to find who you think is the smartest, best athlete that you have available to you, and you're going to naturally make that person a quarterback.
He's walking up, he's having a football camp up on the hill here. Here comes this boy with sunglasses on, walking up the hill.
What they call him, Shady?
They called him Shady.
They all thought it was because it was cool, but his eyes, for whatever reason, were sensitive to the sun.
And my assistant coach come over and he said, well, found our quarterback. His IQ at that level was just, it started right there.
From the start, Joey was the big man on campus. It just took him time to find the right campus. Imagine that.
Most of his friends that were on those teams, or at least a lot of them, went to another elementary school, and we had him transfer over there. That was his first transfer.
Burrow's precocious talents were easy to spot, especially for his dad. No one had a better seat for his son's games than Jimmy Burrow, Ohio University's defensive coordinator. On Saturdays, he watched his defenses do their best to stop the opposition's offenses in Peden Stadium. On Sundays, he watched other defenses on the very same field, powerless to stop his son.
My office at Ohio University is in Peden Stadium, and I could just turn my chair around and continue to do some work on Sundays and watch Joe. So
They were able to do things and execute things that they've never done at the youth levels. You know what it's like to complete a pass in youth football. It's not a simple thing. Well, they were able to just really demolish teams at that level because those guys could toss and catch.
He could even call plays. His football IQ was so advanced that Smathers gave Joey an audible, QB sneak on bump. One game, Joey saw a linebacker lined up in the wrong gap. He changed the play, bumped the center, and 60 yards later, he was in the end zone.
And you don't get that with a lot of kids in 4th grade.
Joey's talents transcended sports. Once, in 4th grade, with his basketball team down to 4 players and trailing by 8 points with 30 seconds left, he scored 9 straight points to spark a comeback. As the adults on the sideline went berserk, Joey stoically sunk free throw after free throw.
That game was where I knew he was different from everybody else. It was the first eye-opening moment where I was like, whoa, there's something a little bit different right here.
Before he coached him in high school football, Ryan Adams saw Burrow's talents on full display in middle school PE, on the basketball court.
Joe, on his own doing, he grabbed 2 of the guys that, in all honesty, nobody else was going to put on their team. We'd round robin and they would clean everybody out. He had them kids red-cheeked, and that just doesn't happen for those kids naturally.
My son would be upset with me saying this because my son was a pretty smart player, but I think Joe was the smartest player I ever coached.
probably thought he was going to be a college basketball player until really maybe his sophomore year.
As good a basketball player as he was, football was always Burrow's calling. As high school arrived, as he threw for 229 yards and 3 touchdowns in his first career start, as he approached the spotlight that would soon consume his world, as he took one step closer to his destiny as the best quarterback in the country, Joey showed Athens High School what he would, one day in the not-so-distant future, show LSU fans in college, and what he had, one day in the not-so-distant past, shown Sam Smathers in 3rd grade at football camp. Found our quarterback.
And they were just throwing the ball all over the place, and I asked one of the coaches, I said, is this normal for Athens? And he said, absolutely not. It's just different with this group.
We just knew that we had our hands on a really special kid, needless to say, and the biggest thing that I can always say about Joe is the fact that he really makes the people around him want to aspire to do better as well.
When you have a guy like that behind the wheel, throw him the keys to that Ferrari, baby. Let him run it. I agree. He's going to do it.
It was the first game he started as a high school quarterback, even though we lost. We were just like, yeah, he's arrived. It's only going up from here.